there's this account on Instagram called Influencers in the Wild, and it's influencers who are holding up a sign in a protest or posing in front of police, or doing something silly during these protests just to say,
or pretending like they're helping and like building things up, or like being a part of like, or at least in that environment of things being broken down, but like then walking immediately away from it.
And even before all of this, before all of these movements started to rise, I think that Neil has a point here. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think there's a truth to what he's saying about, that social media used to be a reflection of life, but now life is a performance for social media?
I totally agree. I think, like, especially for people that aren't like social media or in term, like their profession's not on social media, like they work normal, and then for their friends and stuff, I think it's even sometimes a lot of the times like more amplified for them. Like they go on trips and they're like, oh, let me show my friends what I'm doing, and then they're not really, like, obviously we have influencers, taking advantage of that for their career, doing stuff like that. Just like going on trips, trying to make people jealous and like showing that they're on trips, even though they may not fully enjoy it, and do it just for like a picture or something. And it is kind of sad. I don't know.
I think it's a similar conversation to, when YouTubers used to film themselves doing good deeds.
Mm.
And it would kind of promote them in that way, and people would say like, okay, well, you're just doing it in front of the camera, but then it did inspire some people to also do something good.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that this is not a new idea. If you think about it, in the capitalist society that we live in, this is a corporate formula where they will do things to have a good PR presence for people, and then they can write it off in their taxes, and it's actually beneficial to them because when they support some sort of a social movement, it helps them amongst people, but then it also helps them financially. So now that people are their own business in social influencing, I don't think that it's just their fault. I think that this is a formula that works for a capitalist society.
I'm kind of stuck somewhere in the middle, to be completely honest. And the reason why is because, like, how they say, like, oh, being woke is a trend now. Like, oh, like, being woke is like, oh, people are just doing that to be cool.
So should you not be?
And that's where I'm stuck in the middle. It's like, okay, yeah, but at the same time, they're probably influencing others around them from it, but at the same time, is it authentic? But at the same time, there's still something beneficial coming out of it. So again, we've talked about this in the past. A lot of things have to do with your intention, but at the end of the day, it's just hard, because even if a company, for example, going back to your, what you were saying, even if a company does something for PR, the fact that they put that, out there means something to the others. It's sending a message. So it's like, even though it might not be authentic, there's still a positive coming out of it. So it's just like a weird middle place for me.
Yeah. And
sure.
I think at the same time, it is pushing companies to be more like actually like genuine. I don't know if it's genuine,
aware.
but like they are being more aware. Like Nike is somebody that like, sponsors Colin Kaepernick and like, I don't know how genuine that is, but I feel like it is pretty genuine because he accepts, that sponsorship or whatever, and like that ad. So I feel like more companies are saying, okay, like being actually good is probably good for me, and in turn they might actually start ending up being good.
It's nice that these days people are not just accepting that bare minimum of them making an ad or making a post for something,
right.
But they're saying, okay, cool, now put your money where your mouth is, and we want to see what you're actually doing about it. And I think that
even making strong statements, like Ben and Jerry's, like, I was really surprised by what they put out today, and it was literally because it was on brand, but it was also very aware of society. It was a big bowl of ice cream, like Ben and Jerry's, so like big bowl of ice cream, and it said U.S. police budget $115 billion. and it had a scoop being taken out, and it was basically somebody scooping out different little pieces, and it said affordable housing, job training, education, mental health counseling, substance abuse treatment. Like, it was interesting.
So taking a little bit of ice cream away from the bigger police budget and using that budget in little bowls, creative, on brand.
Exactly. And like, that was like in a way more powerful because it was like more authentic to themselves.
Yeah. Well, the owners actually went out to the protest and stuff, and they I think one of them almost got arrested because they were so involved. So you can tell, like, you know, with a post like that and you work backwards, it's like, oh, they are actually very genuine. They are actually believe these things, and they.
Well, so then we know the answer, right? I think when it comes to social influencers, you can't just stop at a picture and or a post.
Yeah, I think we're also getting smarter. Like, people are starting to learn when people are more fake, and like, I think, sorry.
Yeah, and also, like, I wouldn't. It's funny the things that people do for a picture or video or something. We're there all the time, so I'm never looking at somebody like if that's what they do in that way, that like if they're making themselves look silly in public for a photo or video, unless it's harming other people, unless it's disrespectful in some way, and also in this case, if it's taking over a movement in an inauthentic way.